Have you ever wondered what happens if you stop explaining yourself for 21 days? No replies, no arguments, no defenses, just silence. The world thinks silence is weakness. But what if I told you it's the most powerful weapon you'll ever hold? Because in 21 days of silence, you don't lose your voice. You find it. You don't shrink, you rise. Stay with me, because what I'm about to share will change the way you see silence forever. And before we dive in, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because this lesson is one that nobody talks about, but everybody needs. Imagine this, waking up one morning and choosing silence. Not just the silence of turning off your phone for an hour, not just the silence of avoiding an argument, but a deliberate, intentional silence that stretches over 21 days. A silence that is not an absence of sound, but a presence of power. This is the kind of silence that doesn't just change how you speak, it changes who you are. Because when you stop explaining yourself to the world, when you stop reacting to every noise and every distraction, you discover something that most people never dare to touch, the depth of your own voice within. The truth is, we live in a society that glorifies noise. If you're not posting, if you're not responding, if you're not constantly visible, you're forgotten. We're taught that silence is weakness, that silence is submission, that silence means you have nothing to offer. But here's the secret. Silence is the sharpest weapon you will ever hold. In 21 days of silence, you won't just hear yourself, you will meet yourself. You will come face to face with the raw, unpolished version of who you are. Your fears, your desires, your doubts, your brilliance. And that encounter is the beginning of transformation. The first few days of silence will be the hardest, because your mind is addicted to chaos. It will itch to check the phone. It will crave validation from others. It will beg you to break the stillness with words. And when you resist that urge, when you sit with the discomfort, you will start peeling away the layers of conditioning that have been placed upon you since birth. You'll realize how often you've spoken just to fill the air, how often you've explained yourself to people who never really cared, how often you wasted energy defending yourself to those who never deserved a single explanation. By the 7th day, something changes. Your silence no longer feels heavy. It starts to feel like freedom. You begin to notice things that you missed before, the rhythm of your own breathing, the way your thoughts spiral, the way your intuition whispers to you when the world isn't drowning it out. Silence reveals the difference between impulse and intention. It slows you down just enough to recognize when you're about to repeat an old mistake. It teaches you patience, and with patience comes control, the kind of control that makes you unshakable in front of others. And then comes the magic. By the 10th day, you start to see your relationships differently. The people who once demanded constant attention, the people who thrived on your reactions, begin to feel your absence. They notice the gap that your silence creates, and suddenly you are no longer predictable. You are no longer easy to manipulate. You are no longer the person who gives away power through endless explanations and arguments. Your silence forces them to reflect on their own actions. Some will miss you, some will misunderstand you, and some will finally respect you, because silence commands respect in a way that words never can. But the real transformation doesn't happen with others, it happens inside you. Around the 15th day, silence begins to show you the strength you forgot you had. You realize that not every battle is worth fighting. Not every opinion deserves an answer. Not every insult requires a defense. Silence teaches you that sometimes the most powerful response is no response at all. Because silence doesn't mean you don't know what to say. It means you've mastered the art of not giving your energy to the wrong places. 21 days of silence isn't about muting your voice forever. It's about sharpening it. It's about stripping away the unnecessary noise until what remains is crystal clear. When you do speak again, your words carry weight. People listen differently. They lean in. Because silence teaches you that when you finally break it, your voice has the force of